she's not learning Braille, she's not learning the cane, she's not blind, she can see. That was my mentality 4 or 5 years ago. If we were to the point where we're saying low vision or visually impaired, like the word blind, we wouldn't say. The way she presents herself is as if like she can see everything perfect and there's nothing wrong with her. She was running everywhere, running up and down the stairs. This is, I think, a 3-story building that they have. So she was traveling, she was being mobile. Like when you tell the school she's blind, they don't know what they have to do. And they have that same concept of, okay, we have to hold her hands to the bathroom, we have to take her here, we have to take her there. They don't want her to be independent because, one, they don't want to be liable if she gets hurt or gets whatever. And they don't know too much about blindness, right? And she didn't like when the teachers would come hold her hand, or the simplest example, when they would walk her to the bathroom, she would come home and tell me, I can go by myself. Why do they have to go with me? So when we went to this doctor and he's like, go find services.
We started to know, okay, these kind of services that according to the law, she has to get it. She has to receive these services. And these services are going to be more and more and more helpful with her.
The O&M teacher that the school brought on board, she was like always coming into the school, hey, I came in, this is what I did with your child, and we did this, and we did this exercise, and we went and found the area and the surrounding, and she knows how to navigate in the school. And I talked, and I was like, okay, yeah, but I was like, okay, I mean, that's not important. She doesn't have to learn it. I was thinking that.
This cane will just help her so she doesn't hit a tree, or if there is a puddle, she will know it. Okay, we can teach her that.
I mean, I didn't know what it did. I was like, okay, she's gonna travel, but she's gonna be with me anyway, so does she really need it?
Let's see, what is this O&M?
O&M is orientation mobility.
Let's just see what is the O&M. Up to what extent they will go. Is it just about using the cane?
You think it's just a white stick with a different kinds of tips with a black handle. Well, no, you're wrong.
It's not just using the cane.
So O&M is a field itself, and I appreciated it a lot. And I came back to our instructor and I told her, wow, what you do is amazing. I used to think Braille was one thing, but your field is something else, and there's no way you can merge the two.
For instance, my right foot is forward, I put it in front of my left foot. And if my left foot is forward, I put it in front of my right foot. And I don't have to think about it when I get good at using the cane.
O&M is a specialty itself, orientation and mobility. Braille is a specialty itself. Assistive technology for like the devices and all of that, that's a field itself. O&M is about independence. It's about orientation.
I'm on a swing in Miss Caitlin's house on Joseph Street in the Uptown in New Orleans in Louisiana in the United States.
And it's more than just not hitting poles or not missing the curbs or missing the stairs or falling or bumping your head.
That's why I say O&M is a life, because it teaches you how to interact with your life. It's not just about the white cane. White cane is just a tool. The white cane is just a tool. But the O&M, it's more than a white cane. It's
a
about
skill.
It's a skill. It's a life skill.
One of the lessons that we had, we explored the fire hydrant. But I mean, I didn't think that she didn't know it because I see it all the time. My son knew it. So when she went and had to find the fire hydrant and she didn't know what it was, and then the teacher was like, well, you have to explain to her. She has to feel it. She has to sense it. So it rang a bell. Okay, so we have to introduce everything to her. We have to have her, if she has the opportunity to touch and explore, allow her to touch and explore.
It's like knowing your surroundings, like you are aware of what's around you and you're actively using your senses.
O&M is like a skill that you can learn for years and years and years, and there's just more and more to it. So like 30 minutes is nothing for O&M. I think a child needs at least an hour, if every day. I mean, I would recommend every day, because There's just so much.
Yeah, it's like a whole nother world. Like, I have to use my brain a lot, like, to know where I am, what I'm doing, if I went into the street or not.
And trying to explore or navigate around the world, how would you know this is my car or this is my house or where I am?
The sun rises on the east.
That's correct. That's correct. And it's the morning right now, right? So if you can point to where the sun is with your finger, then you're basically pointing east right now.
Because if you know where the sun is, you know where you are. If you see the sun or if you feel the sun, you know where you are.
You have to stay focused, keep it in your, like, you have to, like, memorize. Like, if you're going to the same route that you always go to, you have to remember landmarks, yeah.
Yeah, it's narrow because there's a bunch of bushes.
And what about the sidewalk?
Sidewalk is bumpy.
Uh-huh. So then that's why you know where you are, right?
Yeah.
Those are called landmarks.
And like listening to the wind, and you can get really deep in it and you can do a lot with it.
If you want to follow all your dreams, like going hiking and all that, and that stuff.
So Nargis learned a direction from point A to point B after she learned it using the maps.
If you are walking on a street that is east-west and you get to an intersection, the perpendicular street is going to be which direction?
North-south.
Good job.
For it.
Yes. Which corner? The northeast corner, the southeast corner?
The north. Northeast.
Okay. And then what are you going to do? Turn.
I'm gonna turn right.
You're going to turn right?
Left, left,
And
left.
what way is that?
That is east.
So even after O&M class finished, she told me one day, Mom, I want to take you from point A to point B, and you're not going to assist me in any way. So she started to get more confident, okay, and start asking, so does this street, is it a two-way highway, a two-way street, a one-way?
And a median is a grassy area in the middle of a street when the street is being separated into, so that one way goes, so each part of the half of the street goes one way, and then the other part goes the other way.
She's definitely had change. Like, before she didn't really care what was around her, but then ever since then, like, for example, she started asking about different intersections, like while we're driving.
So I got to the corner of LaSalle and Jefferson. Jefferson runs north-south and LaSalle runs east-west.
She would walk slowly without the cane, but now she's like zooming, she's past us.
I love walking with my cane because it makes me feel like I'm not gonna fall at all.
Open it, your heart, open your mind. Look at your child. Think about their future.
I've seen her become more mature. She's not the little baby sister I had before. She's better.
When I started using the cane, I didn't have to hold people's hands. I got to cross the street by myself.
O&M is not important. O&M is a necessity. O&M is a life.
You always say, I don't like to be babied. Well, here you go. You have the tools, you have the skills, and you have the knowledge, so go be independent.
You can travel all around the world just knowing your O&M.